Number 41, in Greek mythology, Alecto is one of the A. Fates, B. Muses, C. Furies, D. Gorgons. The correct answer is letter C. Furies. In Greek mythology, Alecto is one of the Furies. The Furies in Roman mythology were three daughters of Mother Earth, conceived from the blood of Uranus when Cronus castrated him. They were powerful divinities that personified conscience and punished crimes against kindred blood, especially matricide. They were usually represented as winged women with serpent hair. So Alecto punishes moral crimes such as those to anger and lust. So in Greek mythology, Alecto is one of the Furies. Number 42, in Nick Joaquin's short story, Mayday Eve, what is the technique used by the author in developing the plot? A. Flashback, B. Telescoping, C. Foreshadowing, D. Stream of consciousness. The correct answer is flashback. A flashback is a literary device in which an earlier episode, conversation, or event is inserted into the sequence of events. Often, flashbacks are presented as a memory of the narrator or of another character. Nick Joaquin, the author, National Artist for Literature. This award was given to him in 1976. Nick Joaquin used flashback to give rise to the happenings in the past. He used this to portray the tragic love story of Doña Aguida and Don Badoy Montilla, and how passion for each other resulted in the ruined marriage. It's marriage. Okay, so in Nick Joaquin's short story, Mayday Eve, what is the technique used by the author in developing the plot? Flashback. Number 43, writers carefully choose descriptive words and images to evoke a feeling or blank in the writing. A, mood, B, sense, C, attitude, D, scene. The correct answer is mood. Writers carefully choose descriptive words and images to evoke a feeling or mood in the writing. Mood is the atmosphere or feeling that a literary work conveys to readers. All of the elements of a story contribute to the mood of a story. Mood is created through setting, the actions of the characters, images, descriptions, and of course, the choice of words. Here are some adjectives that you may use in writing to create a specific mood: cheerful, relieved, gloomy, bleak, uncertain, bittersweet, relaxed, lazy, hopeless, tense, furious, disappointed, dreamy, foggy, content, satisfied, angry, motivated, inspired, confident, and eerie. '44. In the school paper or in a school publication, who is in charge of the entire publication? A, news editor, B, managing editor, C, publication advisor, D, editor-in-chief. The correct answer is letter D, editor-in-chief. The editor-in-chief is the principal editor of a publication. Principal editor because there are many editors. There is the associate editor, the managing editor, the news editor, the literary editor. So the principal editor of a publication is the editor-in-chief. Back in the university, I was the editor-in-chief of our college, West Visayas State University College of Education. He was The editor-in-chief is responsible for managing editorial policies and the production of content. Next, 45. According to Aristotle, it is the representation of the mind. A, action. B, speech. C, culture. D, faith. The correct answer is speech. Speech is the representation of the mind, according to Aristotle. Aristotle says speech is the representation of the mind and writing is the representation of speech. 46. If she blank president, she would live in Malacanang. A, if she was president. B, if she is president. C, if she would be president. D, if she were president. The correct answer is letter D, if she were president. She would live in Malacanang. This is conditional tense number 2, unreal conditionals. Unreality. The action or situation which is in the present is untrue or unreal, but she's not the president. So if she were president, the structure is if plus simple past. If she were plus would do, she would live, right? For example, if I had money, I would buy a car. This is conditional tense number 2 or unreal conditionals. If I had money, if plus simple past, had money, but the situation is present, plus would do, so I would buy a car. Why unreal? Because, but I don't have money, okay? So if she were the president, she would live in Malacanang. Now, if the verb is in the if clause, if the verb rather in the if clause is to be, use were. Even if the subject of the clause is a third person singular object like he. He were, not he was. She were, not she was. It were, not it was. So if she were, not if she was, not choice A. If he were here right now, he would help us. Number 47, it is an old familiar saying that has been handed down over many years. A, parable. B, proverb. C, fable. D, idiom. The correct answer is proverb. We already discussed what a proverb is. It's a saying. A parable is a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson as told by Jesus in the Gospels. Fable is a short story that tells a moral truth, often using animals as characters. And idiom is a common expression that means something different to the literal meaning of the words. So it is an old familiar saying that has been handed down over many years. Proverb. 48. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "A little knowledge is a dangerous blank. A, act. B, mind. C, endeavor. D, think." This is a let question. So a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Ralph Waldo Emerson was an American author, poet, and philosopher. Actually, there were many authors, there were many writers, there were many men of letters who said this particular line. Alexander Pope also said this line. Albert Einstein also said this line. So Ralph Waldo Emerson was an American author, poet, and philosopher, and he founded Transcendentalism. 49. If you are testing your students' comprehension of written English, you are testing their understanding of what they have just A, written, B, read, C, listened to, D, heard. If you are testing your students' comprehension of written English, you are testing their understanding of what they have just read. Okay? You read what is written. reading comprehension. And number 50, in the process of communication, which of the following happens first? A, the receiver gets the message. B, the speaker transmits or sends out a message. C, the speaker sends or provides a feedback. D, the speaker generates an idea. The correct answer is letter D, the speaker generates an idea. This is the first step in the process of communication. The speaker generates an idea. And the last step is the receiver provides a feedback. Communication starts in the mind of the sender. The speaker generates an idea. You call that ideation. The sender has an idea that he wants to communicate to the receiver. So in the process of communication, which of the following happens first? The speaker generates an idea. So thank you, and see you next week for another set composed of 50 questions. Good day, everyone.